Alright, so this is going to be another movie review. This one's called Drug War 2012. So this is going to be another Chinese flick. Gives you a glimpse into the totalitarian world of China. Um, Bad driving and when Richard Nixon went to go visit his buddy Mao Tse-Tung back in the 70s, he imported one of his most evil schemes, which was the war on drugs, the title of this movie. Only in just China they have a death penalty by injection for anybody who sells 50 grams of methamphetamine. So I learned that little cultural tidbit from China today. um, this movie has the look of a dystopian type of nightmare world. So the Chinese cops they catch this big time drug dealer guy just because he happened to get involved in a meth lab explosion. He's like crashes his car into some Chinese business, and then they haul him away. And he manages to escape, but then they catch him again. So he offers to make a deal, save his life. He's gonna squeal on his drug dealer buddies. There's this guy named Haha who likes to laugh a lot. Some mute people are running the heroin shack somewhere else. I guess they call it Special K in this movie. They're trying to be hip. Anyways, there are a few instances of partial nudity. Of course, you don't see any nipples or genitals in this one. But there is a scene with the Chinese babe. She's got her butt in a bowl. She's trying to poop out some of that methamphetamines wrapped up in condoms inside her tum-tums. And she's like screaming for some reason. She thinks they're going to break, I guess. I don't know. They do break in this one guy. He starts going crazy. I thought the methamphetamines were whatever the hell these people are sick from. I don't know why it is in Chinese movies or Hong Kong movies, but they always spit out white stuff. I don't know what that's about. But it seems like propaganda to me. There's another scene where the Chinese cop lady with the short hair, with the Vidal Sassoon hairdo, she strips off her clothes down to her undies. And then there's this ridiculous lion show. These babes like doing a strip tease down to their bikinis or whatever. Of course, they got their armpits shaved to appeal to the westernized audience there in China. 2012. The ending shootout was pretty cool. Lots of blood. They even have the blood squirts going on, and people getting run over and stuff. So I like the last part of the movie. I'm giving it 4 out of 5 stars, just because because it was so dark and dystopian, even though it was a drug war propaganda movie, which I disliked. Everything else in this movie was pretty dang good. The cops are kind of like emotionless dweebs, like I don't know, they're like Dirty Harry type cops. And they even have the SWAT team come out. You talk about police state. Um, yeah, it's got the full-fledged body armor and everything. Um, yeah, the SWAT team looked more dangerous to society than the haha guy who was at least had he liked to chuckle a lot like I do. He had some personality. All these other Chinese people are like completely plastic, man, which made it even more dystopian to me. So there's that. Yeah, it's kind of a anti-drug movie, but at the same time, it kind of portrays the drug war as this powerful police force, trying to putting everybody in danger, including school kids at the end. It's like I don't know. It kind of it seemed like the anti-drug message kind of backfired, particularly towards the end. It's almost like the draconian drug laws and the people caught in the crossfire really didn't make it worthwhile for these guys to be going after people for essentially victimless crimes. So that was kind of interesting. I thought I was going to hate this flick at first. It kind of bored me a little bit. But I say that about a lot of movies I watch, so I don't know. I just thought it was a little bit too long. There's a lot of build-up towards the final fight scene, which was pretty cool. I don't know. It just seems like there was a lot of driving around. It felt like hip hop locos at times. Believe it or not. So I guess you could call it the Chinese version of hip hop locos. A little bit more production value, I guess you could say. But it was a good movie. Like I said, 4 out of 5 stars. I was kind of surprised at the partial nudity in there, and there's a lot of violence at the end too. So definitely an exploitation flick for sure. It's kind of funny. It's like Reefer Madness or Marijuana. Those kind of movies where they try to portray an anti-drug message, but it ends up backfiring, almost becoming cartoonish in a way. So pretty cool stuff if you're into anti-war propaganda movies, like Reefer Madness. You might get a kick out of this one from a Chinese perspective, the drug war in China. interesting flick. Um, Made me not want to visit China, but the gal that I'm dating has a house there, so maybe I'll go there one day. Who knows? Uh, my ex-wife said the people there are rude, and I got that impression from watching this movie. um, so I guess that's the reason why she doesn't want to go back there. My ex-wife. Um, the people in this movie are just like totally uninterested in other people or besides themselves. It's kind of like that. Um, I guess the only thing they care about is money in this movie, um, which pretty much sums up China nowadays. Um, so there's that. Um, Not much in the way of redeeming characters all the way around. I thought the police were a little bit too much draconian measures mixed with willing to let the drug dealer have a little bit too much freedom in exchange for information. That part almost smelled like police corruption right there. And ultimately, it ended up being their downfall towards the end. I don't want to spoil the ending, but um, let's just say the ending is quite violent. Um, and it all happens very fast paced, kind of frantic ending. Um, the real ending, which I won't spoil, I didn't really get that. I mean, that was just kind of silly nonsense to me. But cool flick. I really like the ending. I can't say highly recommended, but check it out if you're into drug propaganda movies from a Chinese perspective. It's definitely worth watching. Not a great flick, but pretty decent, good movie to watch on a Saturday with nothing better to do, like me. No girlfriend and no son around. Oh, man. Story of my life, pretty much. Guess that's what I get for being a single dad, right? Anyways, what do I got coming up next? The Flowers of War, then Detective D and the Mystery of the Phantom Flame, Bodyguards and Assassins, Red Cliff theatrical version. I guess these are some Chinese flicks, the first four. Then I've got Nymphomaniac Volume 2, which one of my fans saw recently. I don't know if it was Audra Hando or the Audra Hando, or was it Warm Weather? One of those two. Can't keep track of all my fans. But I'm looking at the white chick who likes to be tied up and stuff. She doesn't look too attractive to me, physical attraction wise. I guess there's part one and part two to the Nymphomaniac series. So I'll check that out eventually once I get around to it, probably next month. Um, and I got all my DVDs, of course, the David Carradine TV movie about the escape from Alcatraz, 1987. And then I've got a couple more recent. Well, I've got a more recent one from Japan, Enter the Void. And then Altered States, another 1989 flick. I think my parents saw that movie. It's got to be a weird flick. Since it's recommended by Don White, my good buddy, former friend. Anyways, that's the end of my review. 4 to 5 stars. Laters.